Hello, my name is Sylvia, and today I will teach you how to orgasm. Actually, no. This is actually the NOC office tour. This is part 1 because we spent 6 months building this place and there's a lot of things going on in this office. So we'll have part 1 where I'll bring you through the whole process from the day we bought an empty warehouse, and part 2 will be the fun stuff that we filled this place up with. So are you ready? Okay, let's go. The first step to buying our office is to work for 5 years and save every single cent you have and then spend it all at one go at this empty warehouse in the middle of the ghetto of Singapore, Yishun. And the second step, of course, is to look for an interior designer. So Ryan did a post on his Instagram to ask for recommendations of IDs, and we also asked our good friend at Renopedia to give us some good vendors on his website and app. And by the way, if you don't know or haven't watched our video Renopedia, it is a place where you can find a lot of good designers and get free codes, okay? So he recommended Matte Interior especially, and we have also picked another one called 7 Interior. So, buying a bare naked warehouse, it means that it has no lights, no electric, basically nothing. We had 7 Interior come in to do like the skeleton work, pulling cables, fixing lighting wires. Basically very underappreciated, tough construction stuff. Like, do you know a plug and socket can cost a few $100s? I was actually quite shocked. And I found out that you can actually get cheaper prices elsewhere. But since we already picked our supplier, then we just continue using. And then after all those is done, we started by having the walls painted. So we got Nippon Paint to come in for a free inspection and code. Then only we decided that, okay, we can use you guys. And then they come in to start painting all the walls. I'll just be very honest here. I never saw who came in from Nippon Paint. So every time I come down to check, right, they have already came, painted and left quietly. So there was no need for me to supervise anything. And I like this kind of service because I don't like to micromanage. And for carpentry and the general design, I picked Matte Interior. Reason being, they're a group of passionate young men who totally understands the young people kind of design sense, and they really clicked with me on the first meeting, so they really got what I wanted for this place. Yeah, we had a very good relationship working with them, and I'm very excited to show you what they've done. Now, after the walls are done, we started to lay out the floor because it was just grey cement and it's bloody hideous. We want the flooring to really last throughout the years. The usual tiles you see are about 3 mm. Ours is 6 mm, the thick one. And we use the expensive click system. In fact, for our old office is this system as well, because the old office had tiles underneath, but then we just overlay with this vinyl flooring. So I would say it's very convenient, this kind of flooring. But we did it on cement, okay?
So for aircon, we decided to use Gain City because their pricing is extremely competitive. By that, I mean they actually provide us with the lowest quote compared to like 5-6 other companies. So the installation and the piping, everything, they did it for us. And I would say that it's quite difficult, especially for our unit, because of the uneven surfaces and the uneven height. But the technicians did it perfectly and there was no problems at all. So I particularly like this part of their service. And one interesting thing is, you can try out your preferred aircon at their new mega store at Sungai Kadut. So Virus actually went to pick out the aircons for us. And jan-jan, these are our aircons.
So by this time, I was thinking, okay, you know what? I'm going to run out of budget to build this place, because everything is way more expensive than I expected. Next is the part that I argued the most with Ryan about, which is wallpaper. Because Ryan wanted a red brick design all over the place because he wants those, NYC loft kind of feel. But I wanted it to be bright and non-textured. So we argued a lot, but I finally gave in to him. And we ordered from Wall Hub this red brick wallpaper, and we pasted at almost, I would say, 70% of the office. By the way, if you are like pasting wallpaper on high places, the scissors leaf is $300 a day. I thought this kind of things is free one. It's not. For lighting, this one I actually got a place that is recommended by my personal friend. Okay, it's called Light Art Studio, and my friend used it for her own house. The seller was very nice, and I actually got Aurelia to come down and choose the lights with me because she's a bimbo and she wanted to choose the lights for the office. And we picked a lot of LED light tracks, and the only overhead light that we have is actually in my room. And I picked something which I really like, is this light box that you can change the temperature, you can change the intensity with a remote control. That was my only touch in my own room. The rest is Ryan decide. Shut up. You see, Matte Interior came in early, right? And then they took all the measurements. And by now, they have finished fabricating all the structure, right? All the wardrobes and stuff. So they started to like bring everything in and then fixing them in place. To be honest, they are one of my favorite suppliers to work with. They built a huge wardrobe to separate the studio and Julian's working area. Because initially we wanted wall partition. But then they said, oh, you know what? A wall partition is just so useless. Why don't you just make a cabinet to be a partition instead? Because then it will be usable. And then I just last minute decided to build a fortress for myself. So this fortress cost me $8,500. It has a hidden opening, like a cupboard like that. So it feels very Narnia. Everybody calls it my prison, but I love it. And I like to stay inside because it's just my happy little place.
Because it reminds you of hell.
It does not remind me of hell. It is a fortress. So, right before we move in, obviously we have to clean up the whole place. And I told Sikin to do it. And Sikin bring cleaner to come in and do it from bring cleaner. So Sikin found this place whose owner is a botak guy. The boss is really nice and the workers are really good. Now these cleaners, right, are not your usual cleaner. They will like wear gloves, wear masks, everything on. And each time we are using them now, about 3 or 4 people come. But the first time when we did a huge, big cleaning, right, I think there was almost 7 packs who came down and they gore everything inside out. Then it was like quite ready to move in within a day. And then over the weekend, we needed to pack up our old office to move. So I thought long and hard, okay, and my budgeting and everything. And I decided on this very specialized group of people to come and move my office and pack, and that is the NOC talents and crew. So I forced them to all come in on a Saturday, and they came in voluntarily, clean up my whole office and pack everything into boxes. We put our stuff in the lorry. Okay, that's the company name of the movers, okay? The mover is Aurelia's boyfriend's friend who told him during their soccer match that they want to help us move. So Aurelia came back to tell us that her boyfriend friend told the boyfriend during soccer that they want to help us move into the lorry. So basically what they did was, they moved everything here. So 100% of credit goes to 2 of you guys and 0 to myself because that weekend I was just lying down at home.
Bitch.
And then we realized one thing. Honey, we're in Yishun, we're in the ghetto, we ratchet. So we approached Underway to help us do the CCTV system and also the lock. And the lock is very interesting because it is a fingerprint system. And you know what? If you're our friend, you will have your fingerprint registered. So if you have a fingerprint, know that NOC loves you to death. And if you don't have a fingerprint, that means we are not that close lah. And a very important thing that we wanted in this office is a toilet that we can shower and stuff. So we got Bella to search for this very special toilet bowl that cost us $300, and it is a toilet bowl with a sink. Apparently, the water from the sink goes down for the next flush. So I would say quite 环保, quite go green in that sense. And on top of the toilet is something that I have argued with Ryan a little bit because he bought this stupid goddamn smart mirror that is just stupid goddamn stupid. Ryan just insisted that I say this, but the retail price is actually $2,500 and he got it at $1,000 each, so it is a steal. Are you happy now?
Yes.
By now, I guess you'll be calculating in your head already how much the NOC spent on this office. I think the most expensive part of this office is the kitchen because of the studio island and even the countertop, right? We went for a really high-grade countertop. So it's the only 6mm countertop in Singapore and we got that. So our kitchen is super duper burglar worthy. We will show you more details about the kitchen because that's Ryan's favorite place in the next video. And we started moving in a lot of the old stuff, like the furniture, like the plants, like we tried to fill this place up because it was looking quite empty. I wanted this not to be just an office, but it was like our dream to really have a YouTube house kind of feel where everybody can work at one place nicely together and also have fun. And also it's a place to like invite people over for parties and stuff. And I think we did achieve that to a great extent. So thank you to all the NOC friends and family who have contributed to this beautiful space that we now call our own. And thank you to all the companies who, like, knowing that we are on a budget, gave us discounts. We really, really appreciate it. Learn a little bit about the steps you take to build an office from scratch. And I hope you guys tune in next week to find out the office tour. By the way, there will be quite a bit of giveaways because we're still working out the deals with everybody we've worked with to hopefully provide you guys with a discount code or freebies or whatever. But we're still working that out. But next week, I think it'll be finalized. And tune in because, yeah, we are working very hard to give you guys giveaways. Thank you for watching and remember to click here for more and click here to subscribe. And I will teach you how to orgasm.